Hey everyone, and welcome back to Sandman Presents. In this video, we're actually going to go to Corvega, the plants, and we're going to get every enemy out of there and loot everything in there. But before we go, we need to equip our weapons and whatnot so that we're good to go. I am going to use the power armor, and I'm really excited about that. Because I know there's going to be a lot of battle ahead, and I want to make sure that I'm well armored. I think that's everything. We should be able just to go travel to at least somewhere close and make our trip down to Corvega. So remove that marker. It's close to Lexington, and we'll just fast travel there. Good deal. There's going to be a couple of raiders up front and a turret that we need to take out. So I guess the best way to do that is through like a sniper rifle or a minigun, which I'm going to try out. I really love having this power armor on. Just a side note, the minigun's not the greatest gun for like accuracy, so don't feel like you're gonna come up here like I'm doing and take out all these raiders using just a minigun. I tried to use like a Molotov cocktail, but obviously the aim was a little bit off. I love this minigun so much. See, I mean, it's powerful, but it's not extremely accurate. So I think it's just better to switch to your melee. I mean, you can take a lot of damage in this suit. I obviously want to make sure that I have enough armor to go through all of this, but remember, you can repair your power armor after you get done with destroying everyone in here.
How much you got left in you?
Where's this guy out? I guess he's just right on top, up these stairs. I think the deal for this is I'm going to kill everyone and then come back later on. What's that? Like fell off. I'm going to come back later on and loot everything. I'm going to try to loot all the bodies like straight up, just in case like they disappear or some weird thing like that. But I definitely will come back later on in this video and loot everything, and of course I'll try to make it a little bit more interesting this time and put that on fast forward so that you don't have to watch me come back to this plant and loot everything. At least it'll be in fast forward. Some more road leathers, and looks like we're all set to go in. Alright, so we're in, and right off I have to say, be mindful that there are some traps like straight ahead. If you can see down there on the floor, there's a tripwire, and also that monkey, that dang monkey, right? It's actually a trap. If you activate it, it looks like this really cute monkey and everything, but if you activate it, it's a trap.
Nothing there. What do you think? Pack it in, boys.
So 2 hits and we have taken out 1 raider with Lucille, and it makes me really thankful that we're doing a melee character, especially in this power armor. It makes it extremely awesome and badass, so I'm really glad that we have this combo. Looks like our health is like needing to be repaired, so let's look at some of the food that we cooked up. Oh, that deathclaw steak is awesome. It heals so much, but we're just going to use that grilled radroach meat. There's 2 traps actually there, so in this room, so be mindful of that.
What?
Ah, crap. Yeah, I'm just going to go balls to the wall and take these raiders out. Most of the raiders just take 2 hits, so I'm not really worried about the damage that we're taking right now.
Just die.
Look at all that blood on the barbed wire. So we're healing right now. In survival difficulty, whenever you take a stim pack or eat, your health doesn't grow back like immediately or as fast as it would on a lower setting or lower difficulty. Dog meat always gets in the way when I'm trying to loot.
No sign of him now.
Oh, that's a cool gun.
Come on, it's over. They must have
This guy's just randomly carrying a light bulb around.
Always were a fucking hard ass.
You're sorry ass. To watch my back. That's why I'm trying to keep you alive.
There's just so much stuff to loot in here. But we'll come back later on. I really don't want to get bogged down with looting, but I really just want to take everyone out. And I feel like the Terminator or RoboCop with the suit on.
Oh shit! Disappearing out, huh?
2 hits. I love that so much. I took that guy's head off with 1 hit.
Come on, pin him down.
Getting all sorts of cool guns.
Ain't personal. It's you or me.
There's no need to sneak. I'm just going to go straight in and knock some heads. This is the action video that I think you've been waiting on. The other videos have been setting it up just for this moment. God, took a little bit more damage. Yeah, this is bad news. You don't want to stand right in front of that, especially at this level. It's just going to take out all your armor and health. So the best bet is to throw a grenade in there or a Molotov cocktail. I love how Dogmeat just like runs straight into that with no concern. But if he can't die, then I'm sorry, Dogmeat. Gotta do what you gotta do. Man, they're coming out of the woodwork. It's not the most, I don't know, like playing Melee, it feels like it's dumbed down or something. I've never really played Melee a lot. I prefer to be more of a sniper type character, but when you're, this is where it pays off. You know, like you're going in, you feel powerful and awesome, just meleeing everyone, but I generally play more sniper or sneak type character. Especially like in Skyrim, things like that. I love playing as a like a stealthy type character. There's a Nightblade subclass that I love to attempt to be a Nightblade, something like that. And I think, you know, in my next walkthrough, maybe Fallout 3 or Skyrim, something like that, I definitely will be more sneaky, like a sneak approach.
Open fire!
Time's up, asshole!
I'm telling you, man, those turrets will take you out quickly, so you've got to be mindful of that. Let's see if we can just throw another Molotov or take out some help. Maybe I'll do it. Highly doubt it, though. Might actually have to pull out the gun. Oh. Barrel. What? I think that goal destroyed the turret. That was serendipitous for sure. Poor Dogmeat. I feel like he's just getting abused left and right in this walkthrough. I promise you, I love having Dogmeat. I'm not. I'm a big Dogmeat fan. I definitely don't want to always show me like throwing fire and all sorts of junk at it. him. Remember, this is October in the game, so they're gearing up for Halloween. So there's going to be some pumpkins and things like that around. I've seen some really cool videos that show some of the different areas in the game during Christmas time, and they'll have Christmas trees up and things like that. It's really neat. Alright, so these cans hanging down, you can actually take those off and you know, collect the tin cans, things like that. And we'll do that later on. I didn't really feel like it was necessary right then. Honestly, I didn't know about it at that moment, but I'd watched another YouTuber, Major Slack, and he came out with a video that showed that you could do that. So you're always learning in this game. Because it's so new and so much there, it's things that people are still learning to do. It's like this exit out into a little bit of Lexington, so let's go back in. There's so much to explore in this little area, so I definitely want to spend my time when we come back and make sure we grab everything. Part of the reason that I do that is to make sure that when we're building and you know, modding weapons and things like that, that we have those dang cans, that we have enough of what we need. Because I really want you to get the full experience of building, having like the Taj Mahal of Sanctuary Hills and things like that. So that's part of the reason that I'm doing this. And you know, I made the commitment to have 100% of this game shown, and I definitely want to carry through. You might have seen some oily spots on the floor back there. And one of the things that you run into is enemies that will throw a Molotov cocktail and set that whole room on fire. And it really puts you in danger too whenever you're throwing out a grenade or shooting a flamethrower or something like that. It puts you at risk too, especially on survival when your health doesn't regenerate as quickly. I love that you can just jump off in this power armor. I'm sure you take a little bit of damage, but it's so much fun.
Come on, tough guy, come on!
Shit, she's down.
Got that perk that we could use. I'm so used to being a sneak character that I'm like going into the sneak position when I'm attacking these raiders. So far it's been your run-of-the-mill like loot. There's been a couple of guns that we've picked up that look pretty nice, but nothing extravagant right now. Of course, all those little metal pieces on the conveyor belts you can pick up, and you'll get some steel out of it, I think. And of course, we'll pick it up because I'm kind of a hoarder in this game. Trying to be really cautious with the inventory right now, making sure I hate these monkeys, right? Give you nightmares. Alright, let's go up
This
top.
shouldn't take long.
Right off the bat, we got these dang raiders. What'd you find, dog meat? Where'd he go? Look at this little hatch. It's a pretty cool feature. There's Where's that coming from? Trying to use VATS to see where the enemy is. That's a really handy trick. If you don't know where your enemy is, just spam your VATS button as much as possible when you're moving around, and hopefully they'll show you where the enemy is. I really think we're going to use big leagues, and it'll have the most effect since we're using melee right now. It'll add 20% damage to our melee weapons, so that'll be very useful very quickly. Remember, when you sprint and things like that in your power armor, it uses your was that power core like super quickly, so you want to be conservative and not run as much. That's why it looks like I'm Michael Myers just walking towards an enemy when I'm getting shot. But one cool trick that I learned is that if you sprint towards an enemy with a melee weapon in your hand and attack at the same time, then you could do like this super cool move that will take them out, usually in one hit. Your trip up here is extremely useful, as you'll find out in just a couple of minutes. Because believe it or not, you'll find your second bobblehead coming up very shortly. There's that attack move I was talking about. It looks so awesome. I'm glad that you're able to see that. And ladies and gentlemen, your second bobblehead of the game.
Nice.
And this is a repair bobblehead that fusion cores actually last 10% longer, which is very helpful. Very helpful. I know a lot of players don't use their power armor as much in the early stages of the game, trying to save their power cores for when you can wear power armor and not use your power core as much. Let's take this guy for a trip. I have too much fun with this ragdoll effect. Alright. I think we've taken out the majority of the enemies around this area. Should be good to go down and make sure that we got everybody on the other side. Where's this guy at? Get a good look at Lexington to our left. And we'll come back there and explore it in a future episode. I got a carrot off that guy. That's cool. I think we'll just leave this to explore when we come back. Where's this guy at? Guarantee he's up top. That's one of the things I tried to avoid whenever I found this location. I knew there were a lot of raiders up top that deal a lot of damage when you're just trying to find the location and make sure you can quick travel to it. And they are highly aggressive. There he is. I love that we could just walk up to the guy. Hey, got some vegetable starch. So so useful in this game because it gives you 5 adhesive, and adhesive is your key to modding weapons and armor. Of course, we don't have a lot of the perks available to mod right now, and I definitely want to be mindful of how much adhesive we're using. Man, there's a lot to this place. Went into the inventory screen there. Alright, here it is. This place gave me nightmares on my first run.
First mistake?
Because I was like a sneaky character, I didn't have a lot of health. Oh crap, where'd that grenade come from? That's the thing, like, there's so many enemies concentrated in this one area that I got tore up on my first playthrough. My health wasn't high, I didn't deal a lot of damage, and I came here probably way too early in my other walkthrough, or my other playthrough, so
Where'd that little fucker
I'm definitely
go?
glad that we have more experience now and know what we're doing. That's not the one that was just right there. There he is. Whoa. Crap flying around everywhere. Our armor still looks pretty healthy. You can look to your left and see that little yellow armor figure, and that shows you the overall health of the armor. Is that like a fat boy or something? Did you hear that? Could have been that car down there that exploded. There is so much. Oh, almost jumped off there. Almost certainly like a instant kill, right? Or could your power armor survive that? What are the limitations of how far you can fall in your power armor? That's what I want to know. I love that their label is Raider Scum. Yeah, there's the car. It must have exploded. Still not have picked up like super powerful weapon or armor yet. Well, he's way off in Lexington. Should just be like this one guy left. Maybe two raiders left. I love that power attack. It was awesome. Some soap. And we're over encumbered. That's why I'm going to come back later on. Honestly feel like in this walkthrough my voice sounds a lot more southern than I really am. I hope that's not distracting or anything. So we've got a lot of leather armor and things to sell later on that will really come in handy, especially when we find some vendors that have a lot of good stuff. I'd love to go back and get that sword that we found and at one of the vendors. I guess that's all dog meat can carry. So it's really dark. Glad we get the flashlight effect. Oh, we're back.
Oh, man, come back. I was having fun.
I love this bat so much. I do want to upgrade it. I just want to revel in the fact that I'm actually carrying Lucille around. It's so cool. I can't wait for that to be on The Walking Dead. Maybe it will be. Of course it will be, right?
Automated message repeating.
So military frequency AF 95. We're trying to figure out what that's saying.
Automated message repeating.
Could just get in the right spot. I think I wanted to loot this area before really listening to that whole message. But we've got it on, so we'll probably listen to it pretty soon, and just as soon as we get in the vicinity of it. Just a heads up, I will be fast forwarding a lot later on in this video because I understand looting is not the most like fun thing to watch. So let me know in the comments if you do want me to keep all the looting in like regular mode, and I definitely will accommodate. There's just so much in this plant to loot, and it requires multiple trips, so I definitely don't want to bore you with all that stuff. Plus, you know, building and things like that are really fun, but it could be boring watching someone else build unless they are like an architect, and I think that would be really fun to watch. But I'm not an architect. I'm actually a counselor, and in my spare time I work on web development. So, a little background on me. Like, I'll pick up all the stuff, but right now I really want to focus on looting the raiders, whatnot. Did we already get the key to that back room? Maybe not. We'll definitely come back to that. That might be our first sweet roll we've looted. Sweet roll is always an important aspect of these games, even in Skyrim, Elder Scrolls. Do a little quick save. Even though our fusion core is running down slowly, like, don't worry about that. You can still wear your power armor even if your fusion core runs out. The main difference is that you won't be able to sprint. So if you, what was that, Radroach? If you do want to wear your power armor, you still can without your fusion core. All that stuff on the floor is oil, so if you shoot it or somehow light it up, you better get out of the way. Think about switching things up. Let me know what you think of this also. I'm thinking about doing some live streaming, and instead of like heavily editing the videos, that would save me on some time so that I can get content up faster. Let me know in the comments what you think about that. Don't worry, if you see something that you're like, why did he pass that up? I'll come back to it. Okay, this is obviously like a huge area for raiders. One hit.
You're mine now,
Good deal. I always forget about that button. I always forget where it is. But obviously in the power armor you can take a lot of damage. So I'm not really worried about like my health as much. Kind of makes it fun doing the melee attacks. Guy with the little wheelchair.
Keep your eyes open.
Definitely want to get a better sniper rifle. I know where we can go to get one too, so we'll do that later on. I really want to focus on knocking out some of these early main mission stories and Minutemen quests. Man, I hate those turrets so much. I always like seem to find them right when I walk up on them. Like the worst time. This area's a little tricky if you don't know about that button up there, but even if you do, I would recommend taking out that turret before going up there. Also, a lot of people, I would think, miss this safe that's over here to the right. It's right under that ledge. Asshole, he doesn't even know me. Could be a really nice guy.
Covering fire.
Hit the button, Dave.
Need
I'm
some
not hitting the
goddamn
button.
fire support.
Hey, my first gunfighter.
I think I just figured it out. There you go. Obviously, I'm doing a little post-edit commentary.
Lucky here.
Jared
Giant me.
looks nothing like Jared. There's the key that we need. Hey! Always use more Grognak Barbarian because it always increases your melee attack, which is awesome because we need all the help that we can get. I'm about to my carry capacity. Oh, here's some more guys down there. There's so much detail in this game. So much. Alright, we found some hardened raider armor, which is great for this type of character build. Metal Man.
Let's do this, metal man.
Hey,
There's my dog is barking. Must think there's something outside, but there's not. We'll drop these and come back later on. Like I said, if you're if you're looking for like a sneaky build, the hardened armor is probably not where you want to go. But we've damaged our helmet and left arm so much there's nothing there. It's kind of cool like that, I think. That's a good look. Alright, too fat to run. We'll speed it up a little bit, try to get my weight down so that we can fast travel back to Sanctuary and dump all this stuff off. Alright, there's that door that was chained up, and again, I wasn't thinking, picked up this bat, and obviously can't carry that. Makes me too fat. I think there is a perk that you can get to make you to where you can fast travel even if you're over the carry weight. And we finished this mission, so let's go and check in with them.
excuse me.
You find those raiders?
I took care of those raiders for you.
No kidding. That's the best piece of news we've had around here for a good long time. So we've been talking. We decided if you came through for us, we'd join up with the Minutemen again. If we want things to get better, we've got to start helping each other. So, we're in. You can count on us if you need help down the line. Thanks again.
What's
friend.
great about this area is they have a lot of potato plants. And since we have the supply line set up, everything that we have back at Sanctuary Hills we can access here, which is awesome because we definitely want to protect this area.
I need to assign someone to this. Seems to be growing well. I need to assign someone to this. I need to assign someone to this.
We'll have to remember to come back and get that. Might just be best to go back now and dump all this stuff, but I definitely want to repair our power armor and save our fusion core a little bit. So far I'm really happy with this build. I didn't know much about melee before this build. I was kind of dabbling with the thought that I would do it, and you know, I'm pleasantly surprised. I still at some point want to do a nice sniper rifle and build up my sneak. So
Nothing I hate more than raider scumbags.
man, she's always so
Did you run
negative.
into any?
I can't stand her. we'll just dump off all this stuff, and since we have all the supply lines, we can pick it up if there's a trader nearby and we need to sell off a couple of things. I found that the best items for selling are actually made chemicals, and we'll show you a little tutorial later on. But like trying to get that sword from the diner that we passed up is a lot easier when you have great mentats and have made like a lot of different chemicals like buff jet and all that kind of stuff.
You know that settlement you sent me to help? They've decided to join the Minutemen.
That's great news. I knew you were the right person for the job. By the way, you should have one of these flare guns. You can use it to signal for help from any nearby Minutemen. Not much use yet, but once we have more allied settlements, you'll have help whenever you need it. So, there's something I need to ask you. I guess you know I'm one of the last of the Minutemen. But I never really told you what happened to us.
I'm listening.
Have you heard of the Quincy massacre?
No.
I thought everyone in the Commonwealth knew about that by now. Where the Minutemen betrayed each other and the people they were supposed to protect. I was with Colonel Hollis's group. A mercenary group called the Gunners was attacking Quincy. The people there called for the Minutemen to help. We were the only ones that came. The other groups, they just turned their backs on us and the folks in Quincy. Only a few of us got out alive. Colonel Hollis was dead, so I ended up in charge of the survivors. We never found a safe place to settle. One disaster after another. You saw how it ended in Concord?
Dope. Just did that one.
What was the Quincy massacre?
I thought
Sorry.
everyone in the Commonwealth knew about that by now. I was with Colonel Hollis's group. We were the only.
I know how it feels to be the last survivor.
Yeah, I guess you do. That's why I'm talking to you. I can't rebuild the Minutemen, but I think you can.
Why can't you lead the Minutemen?
That's not who I am. I can get my men through a firefight. I can defend a perimeter against all odds. But that's not going to be enough to bring the Minutemen back from the brink. We need someone who can bring the whole Commonwealth together in a common cause. And I think you've got it in you to be that leader.
Okay. I'll do it.
Good. Good. Welcome aboard. I feel like this is a whole new start for the Minutemen, and the Commonwealth too. Don't worry. I'll be right beside you all the way, General.
Why are you calling me General?
The leader of the Minutemen has always held the rank of General. Our last leader was General Becker. After he died back in '82, nobody could agree on who should take his place. The one good thing about being the last Minuteman is there's no one to argue with me when I say you're the new general. Now it's your job to make it more than an empty title. I've gotten word about a settlement that's being threatened by raiders. I'll mark it on your map. Go find out what they need. We could use more settlements
Good deal.
supporting our
I like
cause.
that we're a reluctant leader.
Is there something you need?
How are you feeling?
I'm glad to have the chance to return the favor. After all the help you gave me. Just let me know if there's anything else you need.
I want to trade a few
I'd
things.
love to have
thing.
his hat and wear his outfit, but I think it's probably best on
Anything
him.
else?
We'll find another one,
No,
I would think.
nothing.
No problem.
So, as far as building, we've been very limited. I mean, we've built this house over here, but I really want to beef up our living quarters. We'll add a little bit more, make it more exciting. I think it would be cool to add a bobblehead little stand so that we can at least have our bobbleheads displayed. And we'll get lighting in here. And some of my other playthroughs, I've really beefed up the outside of the houses and added like this metal shell it's been cool, but you use a lot of steel, and for some reason, without it, you know, I don't have a lot of steel right now. Definitely haven't been doing a lot of exploring per se, but when we do that later on, we'll probably add like a shell to all these houses, if that makes sense. So little inventory maintenance, and didn't think it would be necessary to show you this in like full detail, so I'm going to speed it up a little bit. But we have a ton of stuff right now, and I'm going to craft up some at least see what I have in weapon upgrades. Don't really have a lot of options right now because we don't have a lot of inventory or the perks, but I'm scrapping a little bit. Because I really wanted to put that bobblehead machine or stand in there, so I'm going to scrap just a little bit. I don't want to scrap everything, but I really just needed the steel, so that's what I was doing there. Awesome, we got enough. I'm really OCD about placement and how everything looks in the build area. So we only have two bobbleheads, but there they are. How cool is that? Good stuff. I guess it's about time to sleep and get the well-rested perk. Earn a little bit more XP as we go through. Kind of cool shot there. I really like our character. Alright. Yeah, I definitely will fix this area up. Could use a little bit more defense. It's in red, so now that we have some steel, we can add another machine gun. And as soon as we learn the gun nut perk, we'll be able to add a heavier turret out there. So we've got 2 Grognot the Barbarian magazines and our comics. So that adds 10% melee damage. Couple of miscellaneous quests there. So I'm still trying to figure out why there's a warning sign there. I guess for every resident you have to have at least 5 defense. I'm not sure what the number is. Maybe somebody could help me in the comments. So just clearing up a little bit before we go back on the road. I love this hardened Raider armor. So cool. Also, I want to build up a charisma suit and kind of get charisma rolling so we could do a little bit more bartering with people. See what this postman hat looks like. It's pretty interesting. Alright. Just a bunch of stuff. Let's mess around with the armor and cook up some stuff. This has been essential to not using stim packs in this game. Cooking and making sure to utilize like all the food stuff, which before this playthrough I really, avoided cooking. I don't know why, I just didn't do it. So I'm going to take the mod off this one and put it on another piece of armor. And by the end of this we should have hardened Raider armor. I think just about in everything but maybe the arms. I've got to find a good chest piece too. Alright. We'll come back to that. One last time. Like, I spend so much time in the inventory that I had to do something. I didn't want you to just watch all this stuff. If you want me to cut out all this, I think I did cut out a little bit right there, but if you want me to speed it up anymore or slow it down, whatever, I'll be glad to. Let me know what you're thinking of the walkthrough so far. I'm enjoying it. I didn't know if many people would watch it, and so hopefully, you know, people are watching it. But just like Major Slack, I'm going to rename this set of armor so that I can find it quickly, and also have like our first set of real armor. We'll call it the badass armor. I think we need a couple of more pieces from the workshop. Still trying to figure out which piece is the arm and which one's the leg, because I deleted it before looking at what piece was what. Still really pleased with this game. Like, here it is, maybe like a month and a half later, and I want to play it like all the time. And I think that's a really good indicator for a great game.
Hey, Cosmo. Yes, sir. You never invited me.
Alright, so we have a
You hadn't forgotten about me, had you?
couple more upgrades we could do. We can't put that harden mod on this, unfortunately, because the hardened ones were the legs. So far we have just the legs. There's that postman that looks a little bit like the village people. I don't know. I like that Minutemen outfit. But believe it or not, even though I'm wearing road leathers and things like that, your best bet is to wear the vault suit, because it gives a lot more protection than road leathers or Minutemen, all that stuff. I'm wearing the road leathers because I think it looks better. It's the only reason. And the fact that I feel like the Vault 111 suit is like my, why would you wear it if it brings back all those memories, you know? If you have PTSD. So we cleared that, we just have to go back and get everything. And for a lot of this, I'm going to fast forward it, so hang in there with me. We'll get back to action. I really think that after I do this, I'm going to head down to Diamond City. So we're speeding along like in the main story and the Minutemen quest. I've already got these guys. Alright, be careful in here. There's actually a makeshift bomb over by the desk area that you want to deactivate so you don't blow yourself up, like I did on several occasions. I have a weird thing where I pick up all the pens and pencils. I don't know if anybody else does that. Like, I have to have all the pencils. So yeah, kind of a quick overview of what's coming up. I do plan to release videos a little bit more frequently than I have been. I've got some footage in the bin of going to Diamond City, and afterwards we're going to look for a really good melee weapon, and I'm going to show you how to get Grognat's sword, which is pretty cool. So we can actually get Grognat the Barbarian, his sword, and like costume. So I'll show you that here in a bit. So thanks for sticking around, watching the videos. If you do like it, make sure to comment, leave a thumbs up. I appreciate you already doing that. Good deal. really the purpose of looting everything is to have like steel and things to craft back when you get to your sanctuaries and things like that. Because if you don't loot all this stuff, you're gonna have to come back later on and get it or buy it from the vendor. And we want to use all of our bottle caps for guns, armor, special swords, things like that. So it might seem a little unnecessary, and I think for some players it might be unnecessary, but for me, it adds to the enjoyment of the game. Got this computer. Let's see what it says. Down the caravan. Makes another one in a month. To top it off, Freddy came by with the good news that another caravan's headed our way. Spotted some guards. Database is offline. Access is only for authorized personnel use only. Alright, we'll speed it up again. Yeah, I think a lot of the YouTubers that I've watched play this game, you know, they'll take the most important stuff and really leave the junk there. And that's totally, like, I totally understand that. But for me, I want to have as much stuff as possible when I start building, because I tend to go a little overboard with my buildings. Use a lot of steel, a lot of copper, things like that. So it really comes in handy looting everything. I remember in Fallout 3, you know, in Fallout 3 when you go to the first little area of the game, I don't want to spoil much in case I play the game as a walkthrough, but the first little area of the game, you have your own little shack, which comes in handy. The problem is you don't have like the same type of displays that you do in Fallout 4. And so you had to manually go in and move it, you know, just by picking it up and things like that. And so I had everything set just the way I wanted it. And you walk back in and everything would be just scattered everywhere. So it was a little bit of a nightmare for like OCD people. So just want to double check everything. We've gotten a good bit of it all. Okay, so we went through this first without taking these chains down, and at the time I didn't know that you can actually take these chains off and collect those. So, little tidbit. Learned that from watching one of Major Slack's videos. I don't think he's done a Fallout 3 one. I remember watching the Fallout 3 walkthrough by Scorch82. It's been a little bit, but I really enjoyed watching his walkthrough. Yes. The apartments. Swept through town again today. Gristle and I took the sorry, it's going so fast. Of course, you can pause it and read it. Sitting with my dog. He likes to watch this. He likes to watch the game as a play. His name is Linux, like the operating system. And he's saying hello. I don't have a green screen to do the like picture-in-picture video of me commentating. And since I'm not playing it live, my dog's going crazy. And since I'm not playing it live, it wouldn't be, it'd be kind of weird. I don't know.
I'm through.
I guess you can activate the unit, but I really don't want to fight anymore right now. You can get some scrap parts from them. There's a lot of like cogs and things like these hubcaps that really weigh you down, and that's one of the reasons that it might take one or two runs to get everything in this area. So it definitely requires a lot of patience, and I appreciate your patience because, you know, this is part of being a completionist, 100%. We want to get everything, and so that's part of it. I do have a cool thing going in my other playthrough. I'm playing on the PS4 in addition to the PC, and I have a refrigerator at my home, and it's full of all the Nuka-Colas that I've collected. Pretty cool. Oh, we want to read it all. This is Jared's terminal. Suppose it means Lonnie or Gristle wiped up. Oh, that's the ghouls. Stumped. Nothing's working. The old woman, she used to huff some jet, pop some pills, and she'd start babbling, spouting vision after vision. They all turn out to be true. Huh, that sounds a lot like someone we know. Subjects. It's not the chems, they're just triggered for the site. It's me, I'm the problem. Wish I'd realized that before. So he's trying to get the vision that, let's see, chems brought plenty of new recruits. He's actually testing his friends to see if they can get the vision. Crystal's heading some joker in a cowboy hat with a laser musket. So that's one of our guys. Shut down all the spotlights. Good deal. So I guess if your sneak is pretty high, you can sneak in there and turn off the turrets. But at that point, you would figure everyone would see you and couldn't sneak that far. I'm assuming. I don't know. So it's fun to go back now because I actually recorded this almost like 2 weeks ago. So I'm trying to remember what all I did and piece it together. Because I'm getting like this walkthrough and my PS4 run mixed up.
Your gun,
what?
It'll take care of you.
Alright, basically we're just going to store all junk and dump off the stuff real quick and go back. I still don't know what the point is for some of the wildflowers, like the wild carrots, the wild plants, things like that. So I'd like to know what those do, and also like the blood leaf, things like that. I'm assuming it has something to do with the chems or making artillery, things like that through the science station, chemistry station. But I just don't know yet. I actually have not been spoiled for the game, so I'm really happy about that. I've been spoiler free from the very beginning. So,
Hey.
And this is a spoiler free walkthrough, I would hope.
Yes, you've got your reasons.
I love that. Yeah, it's all junk. You're exactly right, Preston. That is exactly right. Yep, I completely agree with you. I like that everything that we've unlocked so far, all the places are like in a straight row. I think that's pretty cool. We're not really exploring outside of that yet because when we do start doing some exploring, I want to go zone by zone so that we have a good inventory of what we've explored, and we don't miss anything. If that makes sense. I'm following along in the walkthrough guide. There's always a chance like raiders could show up. So you want to be mindful and make sure you're carrying weapons and your normal stuff. We still haven't really listened to that military signal. Huh. Can you go in here? I guess not. That's kind of cool that you can just walk in that. Alright, we can pick up this bat that we dropped back here. Or did we drop something else in its place? Yeah, I think we got this raider arm. Our leg. Just a quick pass through. We dropped off some stuff in the safe, so we want to go pick that up. And we'll be on our way. Can't get through there. Alright, good deal. If I'm not mistaken, that's like everything in this place. Just want to make sure. Oh, okay, there's some stuff there we need to pick up. Just do a quick sweep, go up these stairs, whatnot. Of course, we got that bobblehead up there. This area we really didn't explore. There's some pretty cool stuff in here, but it's mainly just metal, like wrenches, things like that, that will come in handy when we start like scrapping all that to build. I remember the first time like I came in this area and I just got dominated. I got destroyed because I was a low level and kind of ran in head first and didn't prepare my run. So I notice we have a lot of watchers from different countries. I'm based in the United States, and I'm very thankful that you found my channel, that you watch. Hopefully, you know, you can understand me, and you know, I might put in some subtitles if at all possible, so that you can translate them. That's a cool view back there. That's really cool. Promised we'd go back to this area, so we went back. See what this terminal has on it. Spotlight control. Of course, the spotlights are for like the nearby raiders to know that there's a person in the area. And I'm pretty sure that if you have the sneak perk, the second one activated, some of these like lights and things like that won't pick you up. So that's really handy. And I know right now we're playing a lot of melee, but we'll get into the sneak later on. Since you can actually play this game and not hit a cap level, there'll be room for us to play a different type of character. I actually forgot a piece. Believe it or not, I missed a piece, a couple of containers that are in that pipe back there. And maybe at some point we'll go pick it up, but not anytime soon. That's for sure. Good deal. Alright, that's the plant. We've got everything that you possibly can except for that container.
Hey.
I'm going to take one little, we're going to dump a little bit into our workshop, and we'll probably call it a video. We've gotten a good amount of footage. I like to keep the videos around an hour. It takes like forever to upload them to YouTube, but it's definitely worth it. Because I play these games, and I'm always like, I really wish people could see the progress I'm making.
Don't much care for good neighbor.
We'll go
That
to
place
Good
is nothing
Neighbor
but trouble.
pretty soon, actually. Probably within the next 2 videos. But I want to put up some defense here, but because I always seem to forget about these places, and like super mutants come in, and I don't have any defense at all. So I want to scatter these around. Remember, you can replace these at later points or move them around. So if you don't like the position, we definitely will change it later on when we build around here. So we've leveled up. Let's use our level. Man, we've gotten a lot so far. We don't have enough for the second perk in local leader, but we can now open expert locks. And if you remember, there are 2 expert locks in Concord. So we need to get those. And when I was watching this video, I realized we passed up part of the sewer system. So we need to go back there at some point and check that out. But the first expert lock is in this first building, if you're coming from Sanctuary Hills. I don't think there's anything like just extraordinary that you have to have in these, but get the experience.
Nice.
I think it's worth it. And the next one's actually down by the church building. Like, I always thought it was in the shop to the left. And so, like, I always go here, I'm like, where is the safe? I'm looking everywhere for it. But it's actually down the way. Just want to make sure I have everything in here. Again, I thought for sure this is where expert lock was. Not thinking, oh, dog meat. Man, he's got to be more careful. He just jumps off everything. All right, it's definitely in here. So, go up the stairs, Dave. Unlock this, and we'll move on. Got a little turnaround there. Again, like, I'm not a big fan of first person, so I try to play in third as much as possible. Alright.
Got it.
Good deal. We got some ammo and some guns that we can resell. But, so I've condensed like 2 hours worth of video into an hour and 15 minutes. So I hope that helps. I hate that fog crap. Hate it. And the radiation storms always seem to be outside. Cook up some of our enemies that we killed and looted. Some mutt chops. We haven't used the stim pack yet. And if I'm not mistaken, we haven't used VATS yet, which is huge. Because in my other playthroughs, I like use VATS all the time. All the time. So I'm really happy with this so far. Hope you are too. About to call it a video. And when we come back next time, we'll go to Diamond City. If you remotely like this, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, comment, let me know what you think. Okay? Good deal. Good deal. We don't have that perk, that local leader perk that we need to open up these clinics and things like the stores. But when we do, you can actually get your happiness for the community up to 100. I want to show you what this bell does before we end the video. Believe it or not, you can put this bell down, and when you ring it, everyone in the community will come. It might take like a couple of minutes for them to get here, but they'll come and you can assign them to different areas. Of course, we're going to put the fast travel target down. You don't have to have this down to fast travel, obviously, to the Sanctuary Hills, but when you put this down, you can actually come straight to your home, if that makes sense. Alright, so got just about everything I want to put down except for this recruitment radio. And once we have this powered up, we'll get more and more recruits coming in, which will help us out when we're trying to get more food and more resources. So you don't have to have like a super big generator. Just plop down this little small one. It should do the trick, but I definitely want to utilize other light fixtures and stuff in the house, so I put down this medium one. Disconnect the wire, and now once you turn on the radio, you'll hear the announcer talk about this new settlement. And in the next video, we will turn on the radio. So let's ring the bell, get everyone here, and believe it or not, this actually raises the happiness of the settlers at times, just to have everyone in one common place. It's like, all right, listen up, fellas. We have formed a new group, the Minutemen, and I'm the general.
I want to trade a few things.
They don't know what to do. I don't know what to do with them. They're all assigned to different things, so I just want to annoy them, I guess.
You ought to be careful. I can fix most things, but people don't fix so easily.
All right. Good deal. It does help having everything labeled. The armor. Soon we'll have the guns labeled. That helps out tremendously. All right. What else can we build? Nuka-Cola machine? That'd be cool. It's funny, like you want to put the Nuka-Cola machine down, but it's like really hard to find a place in the houses that it can actually go down because it's so tall. So that's kind of weird, because I want to put it in a good spot, not just like right in the middle of the floor or something like that. And I'm actually using you can't really store Nuka-Colas in here. I mean, you can like pick them up manually and put them in there, but I thought it'd be really cool if you can actually store all your Nuka-Cola in there. But like I said, I'm using the refrigerator in my other playthrough to store all my Nuka-Colas. And that playthrough is not like public, it's just my own personal playthrough. So the only way is like to pick it up. I don't know. You could do it if you want to, but at least now we have a Nuka-Cola machine in our house, our headquarters. So that's gonna do it. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you back in the next video.